and welcome to the Baka Gaijin show. I'm Zeke Freak, and today I wanted to talk about something that might get under a few people's skins. So, basically, typical Wednesday for me, I guess. I wanted to talk about digital distribution in gaming. Spyro Reignited Trilogy, a complete remake of the original PS1 Spyro trilogy, is coming out very soon. As someone who grew up with the original games, and frankly considers every Spyro-related thing that came after them to be complete and utter shite, it goes without saying that I am quite excited for it. But some people aren't so excited for it, for reasons that have honestly very little to do with the game itself, but rather the way it is being delivered to us. See, on the physical version of Spyro Reignited Trilogy, only the remake of the first game is actually on the disc. The other two games, remakes of Ripto's Revenge and Year of the Dragon, need to be downloaded in a massive patch. And this has caused quite a stir among the gaming community for reasons that I don't really understand. You are ultimately still getting what you paid for, just in a roundabout fashion. They aren't withholding anything from you, truly, and there are any number of reasons for this decision. It could be space issues, maybe they just couldn't fit everything on the disc. Activision, for whatever reason, is well known for their rather bloated file sizes, just ask the Call of Duty crowd. Perhaps they're planning to put the games up for individual sale online and thus require you to install multiple applications for you to have all the games. Discs can only install a single application each. This is the reason why the BioShock collection came on 2 discs, because the collection was made of 2 different applications on the system. In that case, you may ask, why aren't they just simply including multiple discs in the box? Well, considering they're already selling this game, a full remake by the way, not just a simple upscaling, at a lower $40 price point, perhaps they didn't think the extra production costs were justifiable. Blu-ray discs ain't cheap, you feel me? It could also very well be that work on the latter 2 games simply wasn't finished by the time disc production needed to start. They did delay the release after all, it's possible there were issues with 2 and 3 that needed to be ironed out. But whatever the reason, I simply don't see the rallying cry against it as valid. I myself used to be a hardcore proponent of physical media back in the PS3 days, but I've switched to being increasingly digital in the current era of gaming. For a number of reasons, the biggest being convenience. No need to swap discs, just click a different application and away we go. Since games don't actually run off of discs anymore, there is no longer any performance advantage to using one. The disc installs the application and afterward only functions as a sort of key to unlock it. If I had to insert a key every time I opened a different program on my computer, that would just be insane, wouldn't it? Nobody would want a computer that operated that way, but that's what people seem to want out of video games. Now, I understand that people want to own the things that they purchase, and that's entirely valid. We need more digital goods rights in this country and many others. Companies need to be held accountable for when they lose the rights to products they've previously sold to us. People deserve to be reimbursed for loss of property, that's a given, and having the right to trade or sell digital goods you no longer want would also be incredibly welcome. The most famous example of a game in the digital space being lost is the digital exclusive Scott Pilgrim vs. the World game, which Ubisoft somehow lost the rights to distribute. You cannot legally acquire this game anymore, it's simply been lost to the current storefronts. It should be noted, however, that Brian Lee O'Malley, creator of the comics, has claimed that he is dedicated to figuring out how to make the game available for purchase again, so there is still hope. And that's another thing. Any game worth preserving ultimately will be preserved despite the speed bumps. People get attached like that. Nothing is going to stay on forever. Entire companies exist based on the business model of acquiring out-of-date products and re-releasing them into the world. Just look at Discotek Media if you want an example of that in the anime industry. Hell, in the emulation space, even the worst games in history are still being preserved. So I really don't think there's anything to worry about in this area. Many people also cite that good quality internet access isn't ubiquitous in many parts of the world, and certainly that's true. However, I feel this problem is a bit overstated. Activision isn't stupid. They wouldn't do things like this if they thought a significant portion of their consumer base wouldn't even be able to buy things from them. That just doesn't make sense. These problems are well beyond the scope of the video games themselves and need to be tackled as issues independent of the products being sold. Neither of those things is Spyro's fault, and the Reignited Trilogy is not a worse game for it, but yet people are acting like this is some irreparable scar on the game itself. I have no doubt that some people will be inconvenienced by this debacle, but for the dedicated Spyro fans there are certainly workarounds for their situations. These issues with digital distribution will improve over time, we're just entering a bit of an awkward transitional phase. Physical games are not like books. There's no difference in the experience of using them. It doesn't matter whether I insert a disc and click the application, or just click the application, the experience of actually playing the game is the exact same no matter what, whereas there will always be a demand for paper books. It's just a different tactile experience compared to an e-reader. Physical games are going the way of the dinosaur. It's inevitable. Hell, in the PC market, physical games have been dead for the better part of 15 years, and everyone has just kinda gotten used to it. In the journey to complete digitalization, these rough patches are gonna happen. That's part of any great change. And instead of throwing a fit over it, we should just do what we can and contribute to making these issues happen less frequently in the future. Don't get me wrong, I am the last person to suck a company's dick, but I really see no malice in what Activision is doing with Spyro Reignited. It's an unfortunate situation for some, but ultimately there are solutions, and nothing is being stolen away or locked off from anyone who put in the money to buy it. And certainly it has nothing to do with the quality of the game itself. Thanks for listening. Please leave your hate mail down below. I'll see you next time.